Lovelies, it's Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States. Welcome back to another tutorial. It's gonna be a fun one today. I want to just play, in all honesty. I've been really big in the dilly-dallying of stuff lately. If you catch any of our Facebook Lives, which we typically always do on Thursday nights over on Facebook on our business page, there's been a lot of dilly-dallying, crafting is what I call it, just kind of having fun and seeing what happens. So today is going to be that. I want to make a hanging chandelier mobile kind of thing. I saw something, it sparked my interest, and we're going down the rabbit hole together to see if we can make this happen. So, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna show you all of the supplies and what's in this little noggin of mine. All right, we'll be right back. Now, before we jump into these supplies and the idea, if you are loving these tutorials, want to know every time a new video goes up, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified each time a new video goes up, which is typically on Wednesdays, but at least once a week. Also, if you're new around here, interested in trying the flowers, or maybe you're not new around here, but haven't taken advantage of this, we do have a coupon code for you. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off one single regular priced order. Okay, now let's jump into all of the supplies and the idea, see if we can bring it all together. All right? Okay, so we're gonna create this like centerpiece, hanging chandelier, mobile, whatever you want to use it for. And the main mechanics of it is going to be an embroidery hoop. We're gonna need both pieces. Yep. Whatever size you want. I don't know what size this one is. I don't have the sticker on it anymore to tell me what size it is. I guess I can measure it, but I would say it's like a 12-inch diameter, 8-inch, 10-inch. I'm really bad with measurements, but you get that. It's as big as my head. So I'm using an embroidery hoop the size of a human head. A human adult head. Human female adult head. There you go. I'm also going to be using some floral foam. Just a note, I hate this type of floral foam. I think that's actually not called floral foam, it's like craft foam is what they refer to it. It's a much like denser, harder type of foam to get through. It's not a big deal with the wire stems, especially if you're using like an 18 gauge that's got enough weight to it. It's not going to bend at the will of this, but sometimes floral stems, especially if I'm cutting them down and the stem doesn't have wiring in it, it is a little bit harder to get through this. Also, it's a lot harder to put preserved filler into some of these. The stems break a lot easier with this just because it's really hard to get through. But all that to say, I wanted something that was a nice sphere. I am going to cut this, but I did want something that I could already be like nicely rounded and work off of. So beggars can't be choosers, and this is what I had in my stash. For the greenery, we've got a hodgepodge of dilly-dallying goodness, I guess. So we've got here just bits and bobs, some new fillers that we've recently launched, some oldies but goodies. So we've got, this is what we got. Let's break it actually down. So this yellow was a last minute addition. It was just in a pile of cut off little stems. So not sure, craft store, go. We don't have one like that, unfortunately, right now. The rest, you can all find at Oh You're Lovely if it's available at the time. We've got these tiny little purple blossoms. We also have this in a white color. The white one in particular is a great alternative to baby's breath, but it also kind of reminds me of lilacs, which is why I really, really love it. I have some of the blush eucalyptus, just little stems that have been cut off. We do have that currently in the shop. It comes and goes as availability goes. We've got this fun little guy. And I've got a cut off piece of one of our hanging. This reminds me of wisteria. And then the last greenery, our tried and true, our Italian ruscus. I use this in pretty much everything. I don't know, there's something about this particular green and the way that it pulls the pink in. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So those are the greenery, the supply, and the flowers. Let's show the flowers, shall we? So it's a mix and match of pinks, yellows, peaches, and a light blue. So it's very pastel-y, and then we're gonna pull some other like brighter or darker tones with our fillers. So, and then, yeah, because we've got the purple and the yellow are pretty dang bright. We'll see how these play. I don't know if the yellow, I threw everything together and threw it on top, and it's looking cute to me, but I won't really know until we actually get it all together if we're gonna like that yellow or not. So we'll have a decision to make at the end. Now the final thing, I'm going to add some like ribbon, streamers, whatever you'd want to do, especially for the mobile aspect, if I wanted this as a mobile. So I grabbed this out of my stash. I think this is going to work really well. I found this at the $1.25 store. Now that's like $5 everything. I don't know. But at the time I got this, it was $1. It's probably now $1.25. It might be more. But this doesn't look like it's a ton, but you can unravel all of these. And then you have nice amount of string. So we'll show that in just a little bit. Once we, I'm debating on our direction. I think we will first make the mechanics of the piece. Then we will add the ribbon, string, what have you. And then we will add all of our greenery and flowers, I think. This might be a little bit of a difficult one as far as holding things and making it all work. We might have to hang it. I have a chandelier above me. We might be hanging this off of the chandelier. I think we're going to. I think I'm going to figure that out. I'll be right back and we'll get this going. Okay, so here is my thought process on this. Also, I had to take off my necklace. It kept getting like stuck on my dress. Cannot have that. So here's my thought. Now this is, we're gonna still have to add a little bit something to this. I'm tightening up that. We're going to like wrap on both parts, I think, a connection point to keep this nice and steady. This, we're gonna cut this in half and set it down here. And then our strings, here's where I pulled and unraveled, but this can get unraveled even more. Kind of looks like spaghetti right now, but we're going to have some of this hanging on both sides, I think. Yeah, okay. So first thing we need to do is I'm gonna tie off these ends, cut this, get it glued in place, and then we'll start adding the ribbon, and I'm also gonna hang that up in just a second. All right, let's do this. I was gonna use bind wire, but little zip ties will be so much easier in terms of just, hopefully easier. I don't need that anymore. And both of these are going to get covered up with ribbon, hangers, greenery, all that stuff. So you don't have to worry about got that. So now we're going to glue that right into there. Now this type of foam does melt when it hits heat, so there will be some disintegration kind of happening and popping, but it should stay in place then. Nope, didn't stay in place. Okay, well then, let's try this again. Maybe. Okay, So I'm going to put glue on the floral foam itself. I'm just going to push really hard on it, upside down, while it sets. Really get that in there. Okay. Alright, I feel better about that. Actually, what we're gonna do. Oh no! Oh, dilly-dallying! Dilly-dallying didn't work. Goodness gracious, you guys. Use regular floral foam. Don't use what you have on hand. Use regular floral foam. It's still green, but it's a different kind of green. This stuff just... And then we're gonna let it sit for a second, and I'm gonna stop dilly-dallying. No more dilly-dallying. There. Okay, we're gonna let it sit. I'm gonna figure out how to hang it over above us, and we'll get to actually creating now. Okay, it is kind of coming together. So I grabbed a couple of the strings already, and then what I did was I figured out what's like length I wanted it to be. Pull another one. So we'll go right about there. I'm gonna cut that. And then what I'm doing is I'm separating this even more. Now this can become a tangled mess, so if you're gonna do this, kind of take your time a little bit, especially at the bottom is usually where I have the most problems. Separating it. Worst case, I give it a little haircut and it's fine. So I've got 2 chunks, and I actually think that second chunk I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. And now I'm just gonna keep tying them around until I'm happy with how much streamers, little hangy bits I have. You can do lots of different things with this. You could do like fishing wire and have other flowers mixed in there to hang down a little bit. You can do lots of different like mismatched ribbons and things like that. Whatever you want to do is perfect. I did find some other ribbon that we had in a crate recently, and it works with our color story, so I think I'm going to add that as well into this. Also on the ends, I'm getting a little bit of like the knotting and the fraying. All that I'm going to do at the end is give it a little haircut if I need to tidy it up a little bit. And I also have, I just put some in my coffee cup, but I have these little bits from something else that we had worked on. So I think to give it kind of that little shabby kind of vibe that I tend to like, I'm going to have some of these like frayed pieces of ribbon as well, just sprinkled throughout. So I'm going to do that. This is going to take a little bit of time as far as all of the tying and all that stuff. So I would suggest grab yourself a lovely drink. Don't drop a piece of ribbon into it. Pop on a movie or your favorite show and just get to working on tying this all up. So that's what I'm going to do. And I will meet you right back here in just a little bit. Also, fabric would be really pretty, like different little bits of fabric, torn and frayed edges and stuff would be super cute. Okay, I feel pretty good about this. I'm not going to cut anything yet. The only thing I think I would change is prior to this, before adding the green foam, I think I would have put the ribbons and stuff on first so that we don't have these like, there's kind of like gaps, and we could have put a little bit more closer here so we have some stuff hanging down at the bottom, but not a huge make or break. So now we're gonna put all of our greenery on and see how it comes. Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to start, like I always do, almost always, with the Italian Ruscus. Now this is the 21-inch, so there's a little bit of longer stems to it as well. And because this is wired, it's nice. We can actually kind of make it do what we want to do as far as how it's hanging off of here. So let's get this built and we'll see what happens. Oh. Is it not looking the cutest? I don't mind anymore the gaps. They're not really, they don't feel to seem like there's a gap anymore. Also, wouldn't this be beautiful as a alternative for like a bouquet, possibly? We'll bring it down in a second, we'll see. But let's add the flowers next as I'm playing with all of the ribbon. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. We do need to give it a little haircut. Again, let's get a closer look of the flowers today, because earlier I did not do a very good job. If I do say so myself, then I do. Here are the flowers and the colors, because I didn't show them very well earlier. So there we go. We're gonna pop them into here. How magical is this? I cannot stop smiling while making this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we do have some leftover. We gotta give this a little haircut. So I'm gonna trim those up. I just get a little bit of glue up here. And then I've got to take the top and wrap a little ribbon around that. And then we're done. So let's give it a haircut first. Okay, haircut time. I'm gonna leave some probably a little bit longer and others a little bit shorter, just to add to the whimsy that we've got going on. And then for the little rope ones, I am gonna separate these just a little bit if I can. Alright, you guys, here is the final mobile. Could look at it as well as a different way to do a bouquet. You got whimsical, magical forest. Oh man. Can you imagine these all swinging in the trees too? Oh, it's just so pretty. I'm not gonna have another baby, but I need to find somebody who has a baby so I can send them this mobile. It's just so pretty. Oh, that was a good dilly-dallying kind of crafting day, don't you guys think? I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, all those great things. It definitely does help our channel grow. And if you, again, would like to subscribe, make sure to do that and ring that bell so you are notified every time a new video goes up. Also, do not forget about that coupon code. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off one regular priced order. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, I will see you next week for another tutorial that'll probably be a dilly-dally type of one, because that is the mood I've been in lately. So we'll just play and see what happens. So I hope to see you next week. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely. You, my friends, absolutely lovely. Bye. Oh, it just needs some bells. Wouldn't that be the prettiest?